right, hello everyone, and welcome to the video on stoichiometry. This is the not the review stuff. This is the actual first video that I'm going to do on stoichiometry, page 79. And let's just do a little bit of review so we know where we're jumping off from. Okay, so earlier we had talked about how stoichiometry needs a balanced equation. We talked about these coefficients, how important they were to stoichiometry because they talk about how many of something reacts or produces how many of something else. Okay, coefficients. They show the relative number of the substances needed. Okay, so what we're going to write in our notes is something. We're going to write mole ratio. So the mole ratio is central to stoichiometry. It is a fraction used to convert. Okay, and it comes from the coefficients. And the balanced equation. Just write that. Okay, and then think of it as a recipe. Okay, so it's your guide that will help you to determine how much reactant you need for a desired amount of product, or how much product you can make from your starting amounts. All right, now you should have this printed out already. If you don't have it printed out, or if you don't have a printer, then no worries. Just when you write your notes, just make sure you're writing the equation down and then writing this chart out, BCA, okay? So the way I'm going to show you to do stoichiometry is a little bit different than maybe your brother or sister or friend who has a different teacher might be doing it. And the reason why I do it this way is it gives you a whole picture of what's going on in a chemical reaction. Now, as we move forward, you won't need to construct a BCA chart each time. But if you know how to do this, then no matter what type of stoichiometry problem is thrown at you, you can use this method to find that answer. Okay, so in the beginning, I'm going to have you use this method for stoichiometry problems, but later on, as you get more comfortable with it, you won't have to fill out the whole thing, just the part that you need for your answer. You might not even use the BCA chart at all. You'll just use the mole ratio method. Okay, so this is the BCA chart method. I will also show you the mole ratio method, but if I started the other way, I don't think you'll get a full understanding. Okay, so I'm keeping track of the time. We're probably going to do question or example 1 and example 2, and example 3 will be on a different video. Okay, so let's get started. So what you need before you can do any stoichiometry problem is a balanced equation. Remember, the coefficients are your guide. This is your recipe to help you find the answer to a stoichiometry problem. So we're going to begin by balancing this equation, and what we need is a 2 here. On your copy, you don't have this written out, and that's because in the past I've had students, I gave them a lesson on how to write an equation from the description, but I haven't given that to you yet. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you the equations and you guys balance them, okay? All right, so I have my balanced equation. Now I'm going to go and look at the actual question and see what is given, and I'm going to fill in the chart. So the BCA chart is a way of keeping track of each part of your equation, and you're going to write your answers or your amounts right underneath. Okay, so you're going to line them up. You're going to have columns of numbers right underneath each part of the equation, each of the substances. Okay, the before, this row right here is talking about what you have before the reaction happens. Okay, and then the change is going to be either positive or negative. Negative for if you're decreasing in amount, positive if you're increasing in amount. And then you have the after row, which tells you what you have at the end of the reaction. Okay, when we do these simple problems in the beginning, it's going to seem like, wow, this is a lot of extra work for what seems like really obvious answers, and that will be true, but I want you to learn this method because when we get to more complicated stoichiometry problems, this is going to help you understand what's going on and find the answers easily. Okay, so let us begin. It says here, how many moles of hydrochloric acid are needed to completely react with 4 moles of lead? So we have 4 moles of lead to begin with. So I'm going to look for lead. It's not this one. This one's lead 2 chloride. This is the one that's called lead. So we're going to put 4 moles here. Okay, and then we don't know how much of this we have. This is your hydrochloric acid, but we know it's reacting with that. And we're not going to run out of it. So we've got to have enough to react with that. So what we normally do with the other reactant is we're going to write these 2 letters, excess. Okay, what does that mean? So excess is just shorthand for excess. It means more than enough. Okay, you have leftover. We're going to end up with leftover. All right, and then these are my products. So before the reaction happens, I don't have any product. Right? I haven't made them yet, so those are going to be 0. Okay, then we're going to look at change. So here it says you're completely reacting this 4 moles. So we're going to use up those 4 moles, which means after I'm not going to have any. Okay, and then the rest of this is we got to figure it out. Okay, so remember I said that these coefficients are going to be your guide. Okay, so we're going to do this. That's how we're going to find this answer right here. So according to the balance equation, for every one of these, I'm going to need 2 of those, right? So a 2-to-1 ratio. This is going to be twice as much as that. So what's twice as much as 4? 8. So we're going to put an 8 there. And this is a reactant, so we're going to be using it up. Therefore, this is going to be a negative. Okay, let's fill in this part. So according to our balanced equation, for every one of these, I'm going to need 1 of those. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. So if I have 4 of these, then this is going to be 4. And I'm making it so it's going to be a positive. Okay, so for every 4 of these I use up, I'm going to make 4 of these. There's the same coefficient there. And this coefficient is also a 1. So this amount is going to be a 4 as well. Okay, and then in our after row, we're just going to fill in. We're going to do some simple math. If we started with excess, that means more than enough, and we used up 8, how much do we have left? Well, we don't know because we don't know how much excess we had. So we're just going to write excess there again. Okay, we have extra there. We have some left over. Over here, both of these we started with nothing. And then we made this much, so that's what we're going to end up with. Okay, so that is number 1. Let's do number 2. Number 2, we started with 2.5. Oh, we didn't answer the question here. So the question, how many moles of hydrochloric acid? That was this. So this is my answer. Okay, now to number 2. How many moles of hydrogen gas will be produced if 2.5 moles of calcium hydride react? Okay, so that means this is our calcium hydride, that's calcium hydroxide, this is calcium hydride. So we started out with 2.5 moles, and that's all going to react. So we have a 0 there. and then these are my products. So before, this will be 0, this will be 0. We have nothing in the beginning. Okay, and then it doesn't say how much water I have, so I'm going to assume I have excess. So whenever they don't tell you how much reactant you have, but you know you need it to do the reaction, then we're going to assume we have more than enough, and we're going to write excess. Okay, so now we are ready to fill in the rest of this, and we're going to use our mole ratios again. So if I had one of these, I'm going to need twice as many of these to react with it. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. Therefore, this is going to be twice as much as that. And what's twice as much as 2.5? Well, 5.0. Okay, and we're going to be using that up because that is a reactant. Now let's go on the product side. Look at our coefficients again. This coefficient is a 1. That one was a 1. So it's going to be the same number. So however many number of this I use up, that's how many of these I'm going to make. Therefore, this is going to be 2.5. Okay, and then for my hydrogen gas, I have 2 here. This one is a 1, so twice as many of this as that. Or you can look at, hey, these two are the same coefficient, so therefore these two numbers need to be the same. So we're going to put a 5.0 there, and it's positive because this is the product side. We're making product. Reactant sides are negative because we're using them up. Okay, now let's go down to the last row, the after row. I started with excess. I used up 5. I don't know how much I have left over because I didn't know that. On this side, I started with 0. I made this, so that's what I'm going to end up with. Okay, so that is number 1 and number 2. The next video will be for number 3.